rooftop dome. Concrete walls, yeah, it's my home. Stockpile stacked with rations tight. Prep for the dark, we'll light the fight. Forage the woods, take what I need. Off-grid living, no time for greed. Barter goods in the shadow shade. Tactical steps in plans I've laid. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepared for the fall. Yeah, prepared for it all. Generators hum, a comforting sound. Blackout nights when chaos surrounds. Seeds in jars, yeah, we're growing life. Homestead and strong in a time of strife. No high-tech wires, no web to roam. Resilience beats the world unknown. Hands in the soil, hearts in the fight. Staying ready every day, every night. Back to the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Back through the bunker where the truth won't bend. Water and food where the road might end. Bug out bags by the door, stand tall, prepare for the fall. Yeah, prepare for it all. Prepare for it
Okay. Everybody give me a sound check, 5x5. Whatever you want to say to let me know everything is hunky-dory. Apparently all the lights, all the gauges are green, and it's going to be one of those nights right now. I labeled this Thursday night as fight night because you're gonna have to. I gotta fight for your attention because there's a lot of other YouTubers out there that are or prep tubers that are pretty much not really talking about preparedness anymore. They just want to talk about this, that, and the other thing. And yeah, I do my fair share of it, but I like to think that I keep it on the preparedness level. And going to the chat looks like Rose's first Deanna's number 2 fishing guy. Canada, you're the turd. We got Tim Huther showing up here. We got Ian's in the house. We got Cindy, Cool Cole, Tucson Prepper times 2. And Tactical Muffin Top even showed up. Rosefina, I see you. I see you. All right, so we've got enough people in here to get started, which is great. Tonight's drink is just iced tea. It's not even iced tea. It's just like I just found some water and some decaffeinated tea and dropped the thing in it. So I've got that to keep the old vocal cords going. We got William Smith showed up. There you go. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, my friend? Let's see here. So I was like what kind of proper topic can we like talk about that will keep people engaged to the point where they're actually like working, it's like they got skin in the game, you know what I'm saying? Um and it came down to some core like uh practical skills or even some how-tos. Tina showed up. Good to see you, Tina. Good to see you. And Ah, it's so difficult not to go down that whole doom and gloom road if we don't have a guide, and I think that's what I'm trying to provide. Um, we could talk about water, we could talk about food, we could talk about security, but there's a lot of other things that we could talk about that are preparedness related that are going to actually help out in today's world. And let's be honest with you, we're a year into the good times, and the bad times are starting to show their ugly little head. We talked about that during or the this morning's live stream as well as this afternoon's walk and talk. Guys, I feel like there's an echo. Is there an echo? Also, I've completely failed to set up the chat for you peoples. So I shall do that right now. I just need to copy a link real quick, and I'm going to go copy that, and we're going to go ahead and paste it right over here, and we're going to hit OK. And now you should be live and not Memorex. So, today's world is not doing too great. It's not doing too great. It's so hard not to make this about politics, but here's what we're going to do. You know, there are there are things that are shaping. Sounds good on my end. Good, good. No echo. Great. Thank you very much, Tina. Um, there are things that are shaping our world every day. You know, um, these could be like grid risks. They could be cyber attacks, food security issues. I actually have a couple of videos that I'm going to show you later on about my travels to Wally World today. It looks like a truck finally showed up, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Obviously, we've got some security issues, extreme weather. We've got the blizzard that is coming this weekend, starting tomorrow, and some even odd weather patterns that are like, wait a minute, there's a hot stuff and some cold stuff and some hot stuff. And this is really, really weird for this time of year. But yeah, it's winter, so we have to deal with it, right? Maybe it's economics instability, or maybe there's some form of like a geopolitical flashpoint. If you want to chime in, put it in the chat. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. But I think that we need to like maybe try and discuss some very practical mitigations, like anything from Faraday bags, to protect your stuffs, to fuel storage, which is kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Um, and also recent events and how they kind of um, are changing prepping forever. There's kind of like shifts towards gardening, which is super awesome. Off-grid stuff. I've been looking at a lot of that lately for the property in North Carolina, like finding out what the laws are and what I can get away with, stuff like that. And then also community reliance, you know, um, you know, over just having a stockpile. You know what I'm saying? So it's all wrapped up, unfortunately, like politics, they impact preparedness. Basically how policy changes, regulations, everything from firearms to energy to food, election fallout, which is what we're kind of seeing now with the purple haired freaky people that are causing so many problems on their signal chats. But the election fallout, it's affecting self-reliance, and if you kind of frame it, in a kind of like, what does this mean for you, maybe your bug out bag, your homestead, your local group, and to how to stay prep focused, is kind of a difficulty that we're all seeing at some point. Um, I think, and feel free to chime in here, guys. I mean, I know I've got people popping in here that are just hanging out and not saying hi. I don't know about the thumbs up yet, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you up front for the thumbs up because I heard YouTube was doing some crazy stuff today during our live stream, and I want to make sure you guys get your voices heard. But you know the we've got all sorts of stuff going on, and it's like, everything from like, preppers and kind of like, let's just like stay positive. Okay. But, you've got like preppers New Year's resolution. Like, did you have a if you have a preppers New Year's resolution, put a one in the chat. If you want to share it, type it out for me. Tell me what your preppers New Year resolution is, because we're still in January. You know what I'm saying? Um, but There are some things like maybe reviewing goals like fitness, or maybe it's a new hobby. Maybe you're going to kind of get into camping or something, or, maybe it's skill building, and so I'd like to just kind of poll you guys and find out if there's anything out there that you were trying to like, hey, I'm going to do this to become a better prepper this year. And if not, I'm slightly concerned for you. I'm slightly concerned for you because you're literally just like YouTubified and not really doing the prepper stuff. And doing the prepper stuff isn't just like learning to build fires or having storage or whatever. It is a lifestyle, and it doesn't have to be done every day. Nobody's going to lose their minds if you didn't put something in a Mylar bag today, but you should still have some goals so that you can stay on top of your prepperdom. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you know, maybe like just looking for like realistic responses to like SHTF scenarios, or what if the grid goes down for 30 days? Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan? Let's answer that question first. Do you have a plan for if the grid were to go down for 30 days? Put a 1 in the chat if yes. Put a 2 in the chat if Put a 3 in the chat if I'm really not prepared. I'm interested to see. It says there's 14 of you in here right now. I'm very interested to see where you are standing, and don't hide from it. Don't hide from it. You because you're just hiding from yourself. Now, Rose has got one in here. It says the way the with the way folks are acting in Minneapolis is a prime reason to not live in the city, fearful what their mentality will bring when the stuff hits the fan, when the stuff hits the true fan. Yeah, Rose, absolutely right. We were talking about this today during the live stream. These people are dangerous, and they're difficult to be around, and so yeah, I can see why there would be a little bit of fear involved with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Answering the question, I've got one person who says that they are ready. I've got three that are kind of like, you know. But wait a minute, there were 14 people in here. Now there's 12 people in here, and I asked that question, and 2 people left. That's interesting, isn't it? That's a little bit of truth saying. Some people don't like the truth, and I'm not one of those people to like get in your face and tell you you can't win. You don't have what it takes, mister. I'm not one of those people. But what I can tell you is that if I ask you a question and you don't have an answer for it, then you're the one who has the problem. Because God knows I'm far from perfect, but at least I know how bad I am. Um, you know, um, Maybe we should be talking about community building, local networking, and try to find like-minded people. Starting a prepping group, or use bartering with neighbors. I do that from time to time, actually. And and the bottom line is the lone wolf doesn't exist. The lone wolf is the dead wolf in the SHTF. That's just the truth. I'm seeing 17 people. Wow. How are we doing on the thumbs up, guys? Are we actually participating? Do we actually have skin in the game? Let me check here. It looks like I have 10 thumbs up on my side, but YouTube's pretty fickle. YouTube's pretty fickle. I would appreciate it if you've been here that long, come on now. Just come on, all right? It's just yeah. Um, I'm trying to create this kind of like paradigm where I'm testing and reviewing products for you guys and then showing you how to find them. Sometimes I make money. Most of the time I don't, to be honest with you. Um, and then also trying to create like these videos where we're talking about the realness of preparedness, these different little features. I've been actually hitting on medical all week long if you haven't figured it out yet. And then obviously doing these live streams to interact with you in the community, to get out, to like get not just get the word out, because it's like, oh, people aren't, it's like, get the word out, tell everybody. No, people won't listen to anything that they don't want to listen to. So I gave that up last year. But what I will tell you is that there's a lot to be said for building a community that is not my own, that it belongs to you. You know what I'm saying? Where you guys are interacting, where you're in the chats, where you are, where it's all about you and it has nothing to do with me. I'm literally just like I don't know, the arbiter of preparedness, the grand poobah of preparedness, if some people would say. Um, Now, with the gear reviews, basically we're just talking about essential preps that nobody should be skipping, water, food, medical, fire, comms, etc. You kind of want to rank them and then move forward and do them. And if you're already there, put the check in the box and then write another box next to it that says, check on this in 6 months, you know? Um, you'll also notice I didn't say security in there because there's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of people. It says there's 14 people in here on my side right now, okay? And out of those 14 people, who is practicing with their firearms once a month? Put a one in the chat if you are doing it. And let's see, let's see let's see where the rubber meets the road on this one because when we talk about security, there's no going around that. Oh, I'm good enough. No, you're not good enough. You're not good enough because there's going to be somebody better than you, and your family is going to depend on it. Well, I keep my pillow, my head, my pistol under my pillow. Yeah, well, good for you. Good for you. And when somebody comes through your door, gets closer than 21 feet, and you're asleep and waking up groggy, the location of that pistol will mean absolutely nothing, and your security plans are zero. And that's just not me like talking out of fear. That's me talking about reality. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to the chat here real quick because I'm starting a little bit fired up. Tina says I have had a hard time reaching out to people and do find myself a bit isolated. I'm not sure how to find like-minded people. Well, one of the things that one of the biggest problems with um speaking with like-minded people or finding like-minded people, Tina, is that you have to make yourself vulnerable. It's absolutely essential. There's I mean, unless you want to go like super strategic, how to relay and communicate ideas to people to see where they stand, which I'm sure you have a full-time job and don't really have time to do, then it's just literally a matter of stumbling across people. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, let me show you how spread out this is, okay? No one is going to know anything. No one's going to know anything. So please don't be wusses about this, okay? Do me a favor, put your state abbreviation in the chat. There's no reason why there shouldn't be 20 of them in there, okay? None whatsoever. If you don't do it, then basically you're spineless. It's that easy. No one's going to track down your little YouTube name that has like no followers and no background and no digital history whatsoever. It's not like me. Okay, here, you look. Watch how easy it is. Watch how easy it is. Okay? I'm on the Eastern Shore of Virginia. Come find me. I dare you. Okay? And you'll see how spread these things, how spread apart these people are. So that's why creating digital communities to share information is so important. Okay? It's crazy. I've actually found people that are in the lower end of Maryland on the shore, basically on what we would call the shore. And dude, we need to hook up. Here's my email address. Shoot me an email. We're gonna hook up. We can talk some preps, whatever's. Crickets. They get frickin' scared. They talk a good game about creating community and linking up with people, but they just don't do it. They just don't do it, you know? I'm seeing right there where you got Mike and Rose, you're in the same state. Hell, you may know each other. I don't know. You may have interacted with each other, but you see what I'm saying? It's really all about that when it's you putting yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like going on a date. You don't tell that guy or girl everything about you. Even they're like, so tell me more about you. Well, my birth date is, my social security number is. That's not what you do. You just tell them about you in general and you find out if you're compatible and next thing you know, it's like, wow, I didn't know that. Okay, cool. Oh, geez, we're We're born in the same state. That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? 7 dates in, that kind of thing, right? It's a process. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? So we've got Kentucky, we got South Dakota. Cindy, I've been looking at property in South Dakota. I like the idea of being on the west side, even though it's all rainy, but there's more trees over there, and I love that. Let's see here. We got Indiana. Let's see, Ulster County, New York. Come on over. See what I'm saying? Cool, cool. But you and I have been talking like forever. You know what I'm saying? We've known each other online. Our online personas have talked to each other so many times, so there's a little bit of difference here. But yes, Ulster County, New York, not a fan of the state, but maybe one day. We got Ohio, not a super big fan of the state. But it's also because I probably don't know enough about it. We got Arizona, Little Dry Creek, Arizona. Hey, okay, okay. It's got some lefty stuff going on up there, but it sounds like it's okay because you were there, Little Dry Creek. We got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Ooh. Oh, Harrisburg. I'm sorry. I was thinking a friend of mine who's from Pittsburgh. Easy to find. There you go. Texan, are you ready for another ice storm? Yeah, but it's going to be a blizzard here on the East Coast. We can talk about that a little bit if you want to, but I want to stay on point with the preparedness stuff. I am ready. During the live stream or during the walk and talk today, if you guys didn't know that I'm doing these walk and talks around 3 or 4 o'clock every day just to blow off steam so I can stay focused on the real deal. So hang out if you want. If not, oh well. Um, but West Virginia perhaps says observe people shopping, and the girlfriend is out at an event right now. She left the house. She left the house, guys. She's out. She's out with a friend right now, and so she's going to try to come through that door in the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to be paying attention. If I got to get up, then I'll just put the break thing on, and you guys chat for a minute, and then I'll make sure she's all set, and I'll come right back. I promise. But that we're talking about like minutes, if that even happens. So. Um, let's see here. Observe people shopping items. Preppers usually shop differently. Yeah, but you know what? Preppers, it's funny too because you think there's a lot of people that you find in the shopping or the camping aisle at Walmart, and they look like preppers, but they're really just campers. So, yeah. Tina says, I'm okay with digital communities, just my neighborhood/city. There you go. Mike says we should chat. Okay, Mike, get the process started. You can find me at You know what, Mike, here we go. There you go. That's how we get this party started, right there. And you probably need to write it down or something, but yeah, because this I don't know why YouTube does not allow. It's not showing our live chats playing when someone does the replay. Let's see here. Rose says William Smith had spent a lot of time out there in Penn State Med Center working on contract. You see what I'm saying? The world gets really small. You know what I'm saying? That's a good idea. Pappy, thank you. The world gets really small once people start to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Because when we don't communicate, it's just, it's just all gobbledygook. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Um, but with the gear reviews, I'm going to be focusing on EDC, anything bug out related, pantries, any recent purchases. Companies are always sending me stuff. Next week is going to be, I'm going to have a video on boots, or a specific boot, at which guys, if you've been paying attention on any of the other live streams, absolutely love these Lems boots. Wow. If I'd had these back when I was on active duty, game changer, game changer. I've been wearing them every day, been putting miles on them, and they're awesome. But also there's, stuff like that. Um, and, I really wish we could talk more about the homesteading, but I think the self-sufficiency type stuff, the gardening tips, raising small livestock, off-grid experiments are right now for me not it's not possible. So I have to stick to the whole Western style of prepping, can. Have you been seeing like what was that? What was the can that I put out? Did you guys see that can that I put out in a post today? Yeah, that can was like from I think 2007, maybe 2013. Yeah, dented, banged up, delicious. So you're going to see more of that from me. I've got some other ideas for stuff. I cracked open some of the freeze-dried, uncooked hamburger that I picked up from another company. Ate that the other day, and it was different. Hamburger is very different without the grease that comes from hamburger. I don't know if you know that, but it does. It has a different taste. You got to play with the spices. You know what I'm saying? But some of the I guess I guess we could call them threats, like the top threats, that are going to be affecting our preparedness this year. And I'd say this year because some of it's generic and some of it's not. There's stuff going down that is definitely going to affect us. Let me look at the chat here real quick. I'm on the northwest side of Indy, Mike says. Gotcha. There you go. And Rose says, Mike, Brad, finding not here, but is from South Side. There you go. North side, South Side, or North Side, South Side. It sounds like one of you should know Pony Boy. If you know, you know. Okay, so some of the things that are going to affect us here in 2026 are not unique, but are they're they kind of link to each other. And I got a small list over here. We're going to talk about a few of those things. Um, you know, I guess one of probably one of the biggest ones. It's not the biggest. We'll talk about the biggest one after this. I want to talk about this one first because this one is the one that people kind of get locked in on, that it doesn't make any sense to me, but it still has an effect on people's preparedness. And please comment if you wish. You know, basically what they're calling a geoeconomic confrontation. Now, there are rising trade wars that we've kind of gotten used to that still exist. Tariffs, economic sanctions, and they're happening between major powers like the US and China. And they're fracturing the global supply chains. And this is going to lead to shortages and inflation spikes. This year, the this kind of is topping short-term risks as the nation has prioritized its self-interest over cooperation, where we've pulled ourselves out of so many global agreements that we're like, hey, we just want to focus on ourselves, but then there are people that are like, you can't go without us, or this doesn't work in the global world. And it's like, but it does, because it did long before we created all this globalism crap. So, these are exasperating cooperation, um, and it's being caused by policies under the current administration that they've weaponized economics against rivals. Basically, it's us versus you, and we're bigger and better, and we know it, and you're going to do it our way, or we're not going to work with you. And it's pissing off some people on the with the globalist agenda, but it's also pissing off a lot of the phonies in government who have bought into this crap, and the way we beat it, the way we do this as preppers is, we focus on diversifying food and gear sources. We build barter networks. People are like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. It's like barter town. No, you can actually build a barter network. I did it the other day. I did it the other day. It's mind-blowingly simple. If you just develop a personal relationship with people, you can barter with them. Um, and obviously, stocking essentials like fuel, so that you can, like, basically, for lack of better words, weather, the price volatility that's starting to happen. Like I said, with these winter storms, they've really caused some kind of ripple effects in our global supply chain. I mean, if we don't get a product that we need and it came from China and it didn't get here because the ships couldn't get into port because the weather was too bad, or the trucks couldn't move because the weather was too bad, or the trucks couldn't move because the roads were too bad. You see what I'm saying? Then it's this it's this cyclical effect that keeps the product getting to us. And if the product is perishable, somebody's going to take the loss and then pass it on to the consumer. You see what I'm saying? So with that, with tariffs, with price hikes, with inflation, the prices of things can go up through the roof. And it's good to have that would, for lack of better words, that food security, that food insurance, and because food is affected by geoeconomic factors. It's really just that easy. Let's see here. Williams spent a lot of time out there. We did that already. Mike, I'm a little north of south, but definitely south of north. You're all mixed up, cool, cold. I'm here someplace. West Virginia Pappy says, the past neighbors traded regularly. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, come on. It's just everybody has needs, and once you've identified those needs, you can fill them for a price or a trade. Looks like Rose is talking to Cool Colt. So you're near the Mason-Dixon line. You see what I'm saying? Communication, guys. There's some communication going on here that's actually pretty important. So moving on to probably the most important thing that's going to be affecting us this year is going to be I hate to say this, but a U.S. political revolution. There is an internal upheaval in the United States, and it's driven by efforts to centralize power and dismantle institutional checks. It has created domestic instability, and that can actually spill globally in some forms. With basically with the current administration is pushing aggressive reforms. Reform means change or make better or fix. Okay, he's pushing a lot of reforms that could lead to civil unrest, and it has. Look at Minnesota. Policy whiplash. Um, we're kind of experiencing that from the Pew Pew incident, last week. It's not bad, it's not good, it's honest, it's not honest. I mean, it's just there's so many things. Everybody's got an opinion, and they're all trying to control the narrative. You know, um, you know, it's it, and unfortunately, it also weakens international alliances, and it kind of makes America a wild card. Other countries are standing like, whoa, what's going on here, man? I don't know if we want to get involved in this. But building community alliances uh, prepare for it helps to prepare for potential gridlock in federal aid during crisis. Maybe stock up on self-defense and communication tools, and do this amid being in a very polarized society. And the perfect example of the polarization of the current society is if you've seen James O'Keefe's new video about him interacting with people were in the Minnesota riots. They literally had to leave once they knew who he was. They started calling him a fet. I mean, it was crazy. People were following him around for miles upon miles upon miles. They couldn't go back to the hotel. They had people there waiting for them. They had to go get a hotel that was like 30 miles outside of town, and they were followed there. Um, and the problem with the polarization is that if you're not aligned with them, you're the enemy. There's no middle ground with these people, and it's a pretty serious problem. It's like we were talking about this the other or yesterday and today about making sure if you get a rental car, it's not an SUV, it's a problem. So you should definitely be paying attention to these things. Um, the other stuff is kind of common. Cyber attacks, they're very real. There was actually an issue with some serious government logistic hacking that happened this week that not a lot of people are talking about. And I honestly don't know enough about it. I kind of perused the article, like, okay, whatever, they did it again. Is it China? Is it Ukraine? Was it Russia? Who was it? It's like we're so used to hearing these things in the news that it's like, yeah, whatever, it just happened again. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't bother us. Um, I tell you what, let's see here. We've been going at this for about half an hour. So we're going to pay some bills, and I've got something new for you. If you've been watching some of the videos, you'll know that I have a new partner. And yeah, I still love all my other guys. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody getting their butt hurt, but I found a freaking deal for you, and I think you're going to like it. It's time to pay some bills. Everyone, quick pause in the stream. I've got something important to tell you. If you've ever thought, what if somebody in my family at work or even in the road starts bleeding badly? Could I actually stop it before help arrives? That's where the Kentucky Sustainable Living, also known as KSL Bleeding Control Kit, comes in. This compact, purpose built kit is designed exactly for those terrifying moments: auto accidents, workplace injuries, outdoor mishaps, or worse, when every second counts. And for just $86, you get professional grade tools that follow real stop the bleed principles. The combat proven Cat 7 tourniquet, the hyphen chest seal to handle penetrating wounds, the 4-inch trauma dressing, 2 packs of compressed gauze for packing trauma, shears, and even a friggin' Schlesman pressure wrap. Schlesman, maybe some neutral gloves and even some clear instructions if you haven't read those before. Now, oddly enough, one customer, Tina Muse, actually used hers the very first day it arrived. Her husband nicked a varicose vein, and the kit got the bleeding under control fast, until they could like add a clotting agent. She called it the quote great timing and great product. That was actually in one of her reviews, or actually in her review, one of her reviews. It's small enough for your glove box, backpacking, desk drawer, or even a wall mounted cabinet for schools, churches or offices. And Kentucky Sustainable Living builds this with real preparedness in mind. No fluff, just reliable tools to potentially save a life. Now, if you're serious about protecting yourself and the people around you, you need to grab one at KentuckySustainableLiving.com. There's a link in the description, as well as a savings code, making this kit even more affordable. I think you're going to be very surprised. Please don't wait for an emergency to wish you had one of these things, one of these kits. All right, let's get back to the live stream. Okay, look at that. Look at that. What'd you think? What'd you think? Was it too long or was it too short? Let me know. Should I cut it in half or should I just knock a little bit off the edge? But yeah, I really wanted to emphasize the product itself is pretty freaking amazing for the price. That's the key thing. Quality products, great price. Okay, so with the bills being paid, I guess we could talk about extreme weather events, but I think we've been talking about that all week. We got a blizzard coming, we've had rain and snow, and now it's all ice and it's really freaking cold and it's winter. If everybody forgets it's winter. But let's face it, some of these winter events, they can really mess us up. They can do just as much damage as, a hurricane does. You know what I'm saying? Probably not as much as a tornado does, but I think you're getting the point. Um, One of the things that I wanted to talk about is that is actually happening, and it's getting pretty crazy. It's linked to AI, but the misinformation and disinformation. Basically AI fueled fake news and propaganda they're eroding the trust of institutions, basically fueling unrest and poor um, decision making during crisis. I don't know how many. Well, let's not go there yet. Basically in a politically charged year, this ranks high as governments and media battles for the narratives, potentially inciting violence or misleading public responses to threats. Develop media literacy. Use ham radios for interdependent information and build trusted local networks to verify facts in different scenarios. And the bottom line is that, guys, I've been watching so many AI videos. I mean, how many AI videos did you see today just on the YouTubes? Just like trying to penetrate your stream, either short form or long form, just to penetrate your feed and get you to watch their videos. I mean, I was like just like adjusting to like there's one it's like prepper raccoon or prepper coon or something like that. Coon, raccoon prepping or and it's all very AI and cartoonist. But there's no effort in it. I don't like it. I don't like it. The guy gets somebody to write AI, gets AI to write a script. He tweaks it a little bit, and then he throws it into another AI engine and says, "Here's my character, and build me a video," and blah blah blah. I get reached out. I get contacted by AI video companies probably once every week, 2 weeks, where they want me to use their product to build niche videos. And I'm just like, yeah, no, no, because that's not what people want to watch. If you want to watch AI videos, put a one in the chat. If you do not, put a number two in the chat, but you definitely need to participate. You definitely need to participate. You know what I failed to do? I failed to do my America thing, and that's probably why you guys are all like super quiet. The chat's not doing anything right now. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. Be that way. Just go ahead and be that way, guys. You'll hurt my feeling. You'll hurt my feeling. Oh, you know, and they're using artificial intelligence to create videos that are completely fake but look like they're real. Then there's the whole using old videos to fit their agenda and then lying about what they're showing. It's so prolific what's happening out there on X, right? Where they'll like hey, what was it? These cops are what was it? The fire department is revolting against the police department, and they're getting a payback. And it shows like the fire department like spraying fire extinguishers onto riot cops and forcing them into this like little building. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, this can't be real. This can't be real. How are cops with riot shields being forced back into a building? You know, they've got all their riot gear on, and these are firemen with like the hand chemical sprayers, you know what I'm saying? There's no pressure or anything like that. It's just carbon dioxide, you know what I'm saying? Um it's like, so this has got to be fake, right? So I like, this is fake, this is AI, and they're like, no, it's real, it happened. I said, well, where did this happen? They're like, Lily or Lily, right? It's like, where the hell is Lily? Oh, it's in Paris. Oh, I see. Okay. So this has nothing to do with the United States. You just made like a completely false text and you're trying to make me look like the elite. No one cares about Lily. And oh, by the way, if your police department can be backed into a building while they're wearing full riot gear by a bunch of firemen with fire extinguishers, they probably freaking deserve it. You know? It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So basically it was misinformation and disinformation. But you know, AI is a double-edged sword. Rapid AI adaption. It boosts efficiency. I use artificial intelligence, but I use it for research. You know what I'm saying? How to like figure things out, so that I can speak intelligently to you guys about certain subjects. Because I want you to get the full. I want you to get the full effect of what I'm saying. But it it enables AI enables scaled attacks. It enables deep fakes and even job displacements. You know what I'm saying? It can actually create economic and security gaps. Geopolitical races for AI, the dominance of AI, ideally between the United States and China. It's going to be heightening the risks of misuse in warfare or surveillance. God forbid we start arming things with artificial intelligence. More with the more artificial intelligence, then this is your target. Fly as stealthily as you can, penetrate the area, blow that target up, and return and land. You know what I'm saying? Those are the base parameters. But when we like give it the ability to think more than it needs to, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be some problems. There's going to be some very serious problems. Um, you know, um, I think the way we get around it is basically learn, the basic tech for self-reliance. Obviously you want to secure your personal data, and you need to prepare for an AI-driven job loss by building a skill in the trades. Well, I think it was last week I had a live stream where I talked about the amount of jobs that are going to be left over, for, if it's white collar, probably I think it was like 15 jobs, so like 74% or something like that, are going to be gone. And then with the blue collar stuff, you're talking about like 81% of the jobs going away because it can be done with artificial intelligence. So I would be preparing myself for that stuff. Looks like we got a few things in the chat here. Rose says, so many infomercials with actors and other persons of interest are being used, and they are aware it is happening and deny the ads. I've seen that. I've seen that. It's not super common, but I have definitely seen what you are talking about. And it's very, uh, there are AI commercials that are airing on live TV, that probably shouldn't. And they're also using AI to create commercials that don't really talk about anything. And at the end of the video, it's like sunshines and Cialis. So yeah, they're doing that to work on people's their basically their core emotions. Um, it's scary. It's scary. But I guess the next thing, unless we got something in the chat, Little Dread Creek says definitely Rose. Um, Believe it or not, the rise of organized crime. We've already seen what's happening with the left and the Signal chat and the high level of organization that we've seen. If you are not paying attention to it, it is what it is. But believe it or not, like global crime networks, they are infiltrating supply chains and economies, and they're exploiting the volatility of trafficking, cyber fraud, and resource grabs. Has anybody in the last week received an email saying that it's a PayPal invoice? Put a one in the chat if that's happened to you. That happens to me once a week. Somebody wants to send me, it's an attachment. It's probably a Trojan, a virus, something like that. That when you open it, bam, you're done. They get you. But it's an email and it's got a PayPal attachment to it, and it says that it's an invoice. And you open it up, they got all the PayPal symbology on it, all that stuff. You can see it in the little square that Google makes for you, so you don't have to actually open it. But yeah, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. Basically, we're living in what they're calling the no rules world. And we have weakened states due to political distractions, and that has enabled this criminal growth. And also, it kind of you might want to bolster your home security to avoid black markets, unless vetted. You know what I'm saying? And obviously stock up on medical supplies, amidst potential drug shortages. I can tell you that we're starting to see a some wrinkles in the medication timeline for lots of common medications, even seeing shortages at the local CVS. Is this going to be the end of the world? No, these are they have everything to do with the supply chain. Okay, it's not that we ran out of Tylenol. No one's making Tylenol anymore. Excuse me. It's nothing like that. It's all about the supply chain, right? And there are some very significant vulnerabilities that no one is really talking about unless you're paying attention to it. You're not going to see it. And I don't mean see it as in like, oh, I've got crazy prepper brain. I see things where they're really not things. I connect all the dots, like that guy in today's morning live stream. Oh my goodness! I mean, I love all the people that participate and subscribe and follow and all that other stuff. But I mean, there are some that you really got to have a tinfoil hat on. Connecting everything from Israel to my toilet doesn't flush properly. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Let's see. See them, but don't open. Yeah, exactly. Mike says they're only giving me 30 days of insulin. Wow. Mike, have you checked out Jace Medical on that? Not a sales pitch. Yes, I'm a rep, whatever. Or I'm an affiliate, but have you checked out Jace Medical to see if that's something that you can get a larger stockpile for? Because I honestly, I don't know. Let me see here. Jace Medical Insulin. Let's try that. Jace Medical Travel Bag Offer Solution provides daily. There we go, right there. What's that? More. So Jace Daily provides 12-month supply of daily prescription medications, including insulin for type 2 diabetes. It doesn't say how much it gives you though. Insulin preparedness. Jace Medical emphasizes the importance of having a. I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad. Hold on a second. Hold on. There now I feel like I know what I'm talking about. Um, where we at here? So it's the Jace Daily Service, emergency insulin preparedness. Jace Medical emphasizes the importance of having a backup insulin supply. According to the resources, individuals should aim for at least 6 months supply of insulin and supplies. They provide the guidance and safe storage, including, and they go through the storage process, avoid freezing, blah blah blah. Let's see here. Additional support recommendations, having a backup. Um, for type 1 diabetes, Jace does not currently offer insulin, but the company recommends securing insulin through other sources like Walmart $25 insulin vials. No prescription needed, and maintaining long-term supply. So there's something to think about. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could like buy like no prescription required to buy insulin through Walmart. That's that's pretty awesome. So I don't know where you stand, but yeah, I mean, but if you can get through Jace daily, yeah, it's a pretty awesome thing. I have a number of people that go through Jace daily for medication that they need to so that they don't like get unalive. They are like, I have to take this medication, otherwise, in a few days I won't be here. That kind of thing. So, um, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. All right. I think the girlfriend just got home, and that's great. So that means you guys got about 10 more minutes with me. She's probably going to walk by and like, hey, because she's so happy. Let's see here. Economic downturn and inflation. If you guys didn't know this, the Fed decided yesterday to keep the interest rate where it is. He's trying to, Powell is trying to maintain his position. Um, let's see. I'll have to get in touch. No, I haven't, but I will do it. Yeah, there's actually a link in the description. Use that link and it'll send you right over there. And then don't forget to use my code because I make 32 cents every time you spend $1,000. But it also gets money off of your purchase too, so it'll save you money. I think it's 10 or 15%. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, so the economic downturn and inflation, we are reaching a point of stagnation, and it's being caused from trade barriers and policy shifts, and this could trigger a recession, like full up, like beyond Joe Biden recession. with high debt and maybe mixed with a little bit of inequality, hitting hard this year. You know, um, political decisions like tariffs, they do exasperate the world, but oh well, you know what I'm saying? He told us we were gonna feel pain. But this could also lead to job losses and resource scarcity. So we are out there taking this gamble that America First is going to be what's going to put us over the top. And if you're following the GDP numbers, they're pretty freaking good. That's gross domestic product. That's product that we bought and sold here in America. So it's actually gone up in the last year, which is exactly what they said we were going to do. So that's pretty freaking awesome. But you know, it's important as people, as preppers, or as just individuals watching this live stream, to build financial buffers. Maybe invest in some precious metals or even skills. You know what I'm saying? Like learn how to do something. You know, the uh, maybe you want to learn to barter. Maybe you need to know that a certain percentage of your money should be in cash. But a lot of people were talking. Silver is the big topic in the preparedness community. But most people are like, well, I don't have silver because there's no place to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Pawn shops won't take, and I can't spend it at the Walmart. And I say, not yet. But I always tell people like, and maybe I'm gonna break this down. Maybe I'll close with this. Maybe I'll close with this, guys. Um, if you bought silver, you probably bought silver from.
I'm coming to say hi to your people.
Oh, I see. She's gonna stick her head way. You got to get like way over here behind me. There we go.
Hi, people.
There we go.
Where's the camera?
There's my girl. It's inside that box.
Hey, people.
Hey, people. But if you bought silver, then it was a company that sold it to you, and all of these companies have buyback programs where they'll buy it from you based on spot prices. It's that easy. So you can actually like inquire with the company, just scroll down and find here. Oh my God. Let me show you. Watch. Let's do this. Push this button. I'm going to show you this. I'm gonna throw a little knowledge at you. Okay. So no, that's not my crusher. That's just a web page. So we're gonna go with AP Mex. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. And let's see. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, contact shipping order sales by tax, carrier spot price alert, accounts, bullion, cards, gold, silver, investing guide, selling guide, international, local coin, precious metal, IRA, sell gold and silver. Oh, sell old gold and silver. It's returns and exchanges, shipping and delivery. Where's my order? Let's try this one because I don't like what we buy. Okay. So they buy. This is like the old stuff. There we go. Old jewelry. You can sell that. Request a free kit. You literally just give them your information. They send you a kit. You sell them. You give them the silver. You send them the silver. Okay. You sell them the silver. And every company does things a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? But you bought it from a company, you can sell it to a company. You just got to go about it the right way. So, all right. Ian says, looks good, Mrs. J. There you go. There's Cindy. Hello, Julie. Hey, Alan. Thank you. Thank you. Tina Price says, okay. So hopefully I've been able to relay a little bit of knowledge to you guys tonight, and not wasted your time with the world's BS that doesn't mean anything. All right. That's going to be about it. Uh, Make sure you guys watch out for the storm that's coming if you're living on the East Coast between North Carolina and New Jersey, I think it is. It's either New Jersey or Pennsylvania. Watch out, okay? Because don't let this be one of those, it's wintertime, it's going to snow anyway, blah, blah, blah. They're forecasting a lot of dangerous snow. I don't know what it'll be. I would just love to be wrong. I'll make a video saying I'm wrong, okay? but and hopefully I am. I'll be happy to do it. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be about it. Stay safe. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Have a great blizzard. And I shall see you when I see you. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. If you're not subscribed, hit the damn subscribe button, get the notifications, all that good stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot more live streams these days. You watch, you're going to see. Bye bye.